of your life, a day in which you get to make a decision, a day in which you get to change your life. So what's your decision gonna be? Hello again, welcome to the Mindset Lounge. You're here with Raluca and
I am Sally. Welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for giving us your time. We want to talk about nutrition and how it affects our mindset. How are you ready to start with?
Well, energized. I'm energized. I'm positive.
What did you have for lunch?
I cooked actually today.
Ooh.
I planned the day differently, but I realized in the morning that I have nothing to eat, so I cooked a traditional Romanian meal with peas and chicken.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good, very tasty, and yeah, very healthy.
Amazing. I love that. Nutrition is just not only for your body. That's what we get mistaken with it a lot. Whatever you put in here affects here. So whatever you put in your tummies, in your body, affects your brain. So you're not only fueling your body, you're fueling your whole your whole self, your whole you. And that's what, unfortunately, many people do not get it right. But you said something very interesting. I had time to cook.
Yeah, I actually made time to cook because I realized I have nothing to eat. I know that if I don't eat or I don't eat the right things, I know exactly what impact that's gonna have on me, on my body, on my mind, on everything. So I chose to postpone the other plans and make time for cooking.
Amazing, because how many times have you heard, I haven't got time to cook, so I'll just grab something on the way. And that something is most likely not going to be peas and chicken, or even one beautiful tuna salad that I had. It will probably be something full of unhealthy ingredients and preservatives and you name it.
Yeah, I have a saying here, if I may. Our food shouldn't fill us, should fuel us, because you mentioned fueling. We tend to forget that, and we try to stuff ourselves to fill our bellies without realizing that's not gonna fuel us. We won't get the right energy. We won't get any energy. Instead, we are gonna put a strain on our health.
Definitely. I think on the contrary, if you have such a heavy meal, you might end up just being on the sofa, not able to carry on with your day and the chores. But have you ever felt hangry?
Of course, I felt hungry.
Hungry. So you're angry when you're hungry.
I am. Oh my God, I'm worse than a 3-year-old when I'm hungry. Yeah, but because you mentioned something, I'm gonna link to it. You said end up on the. You said stand, lay down on your sofa, and that's a good starting point when you analyze the quality of your food. A good quality food is meant to energize you, not to drain your energy. So the moment you eat something and you end up like really sleepy and tired, then something is not right there. It's not. You either ate too much or the quality of your food was just, I won't pronounce it because I don't want to Google to cancel us or Spotify. But yeah.
So definitely our food influences our mood and behavior. So if we don't eat enough, we will end up being hungry. And that took me a very long time to realize why I was angry. It's because I literally skipped lunch and had an apple. Few hours later, I am angry at everyone. But that decision had to come from me. And also equally, if we're eating a lot of sugar, sugary stuff, and then we will end up having mood swings because our sugar level rise, and then there is poof. So there is irritability, mood swings, and nasty behaviors associated with the type of food.
Definitely.
And on top of that, dehydration. How many times have we mixed dehydration with hunger? Countless times.
There are a lot of unhealthy habits when it comes to nutrition and hydration. And as you said, you ended up angry because you didn't fuel your body. When we eat sugar, in particular processed sugar, because it's not the same thing, we trick our brain into believing that is fuel there. So we are going to have a spike in energy and followed by a drop. And not only this, unfortunately, scientifically, sugar is linked to Alzheimer. High intakes of sugar are also linked to ADHD, especially in young children. And yeah, hydration or the lack of hydration takes us into a state of confusion, a lack of concentration. The whole electrolyte balance in our body is messed up.
And fatigue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you know that the Mediterranean diet is one of the recommended diets that lowers the risk of anxiety and stress?
Yeah.
We do eat a lot of vegetables and fruits and grains, but I've never realized the connection here between the nutrition and the mindset in that way. Obviously, there are many diets and cuisine full of nutrition, but the point here is the variety of healthy food lowers the symptoms. So we don't have to go for the first option of medication when we suffer symptoms of similar like stress, anxiety. Try maybe a healthier or a natural approach first.
Yeah, the only thing that many of us don't consider is that having a healthy approach to life in general, but when it comes to food, to nutrition, it's gonna have a slow progress. It's gonna show up slowly. Modern medicine, you take an anti-anxiety tablet and you might feel relieved for the time being. Healthy nutrition and a healthy lifestyle, it's gonna get you that balance. It's gonna get you into that balance, but slowly.
Definitely.
So my question for our audience is, what's your long-term plan gonna be? Are you willing to jump into taking medication?
Obviously, you have to take advice from your doctor should you be having other issues, but the concept here is it's within our control somehow to manage our mindset, to have a positive, healthy growth mindset by simply what are we putting in our body? This is the question. Ask yourself, how am I fueling my body? This is the question. And you mentioned ADHD, and I've read the research recently, as you said, about how it affects how your nutrition affects ADHD, and it manages the symptoms and behavior. And I was so surprised. I never knew that nutrition could have a powerful impact. So I have some examples here in case some of the audience might benefit from it. So protein, iron, zinc, magnesium, vitamin D and B boost your focus and memory and mood. So maybe having some of that, if it's for you, for your children, you might find change in their behavior and their mood, and life will be more manageable.
Yeah, I experienced this in a way with my son, which was alimented by my mom with chocolate croissants and all kinds of stuff that I didn't know about. He ended up obese. He was small. We went to the doctor, a brilliant pediatric doctor, which obviously advised us to do something and help him lose weight. What we did, we cut sugars, so no more processed sugar. So we cut sugar, we cut white bread, and he stopped eating after 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. He lost weight. We replaced the processed sugar with fruits, obviously. And yeah, he lost weight. He didn't have to do anything special. We didn't cut the portions. He could eat as much as he wanted from whatever he wanted. We did just those 3 things. It was incredible.
Even if you didn't have to cut it for children who are maybe having tantrums about wanting a pudding, or just cut it down or have it as a treat. So we introduced twice a week now with my children sweet-free day. That's like nothing on 2 days, and a few vegetarian days. So it's been working. They've really enjoyed that. It's something they came up with. I was like, okay, New Year's resolution, let's find something different to do. So maybe have a discussion with your family, with your children. What might be a challenge? Because it's all interesting. A challenge. It's not a must. It's not a punishment. It's a challenge.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. You mentioned punishment. The same thing, the same approach I had with my son. So obviously he understood what the doctor said. He was 6, I guess. So he was small, but he was big enough to understand what's going on. And I explained to him as much as I knew at that time. And he agreed to everything. He agreed to the plan, basically. The results were amazing. And because you mentioned a few times the connection between mindset and nutrition, I think it's really important to mention that the easiest way to change your mindset is to start with your body. The easiest way. Once you nail that, once you learn to fuel your body, once you learn to nourish your body, to appreciate and respect your body, your mindset follows. Simple as that.
We mentioned the other day in the other episode a few weeks ago, your body is your altar, so look after it. And you mentioned a beautiful saying that you can't find spare parts.
Yes.
And it's exactly the same here. And if you're eating healthy, again, same for you as your children, it's not punishment. It's a healthy lifestyle that will live longer, healthier, pain-free, illness-free. And so if you know the benefits and you believe in your benefits, it's okay to indulge yourself every now and then. That's not harmful, but it's the lifestyle that we're after.
The habits. Yeah.
Eat what will benefit your body and you will enjoy as well. And there's plenty of enjoyable foods out there. You don't have to eat the entire chocolate bar. Maybe a couple of squares, that would do.
And even in terms of quality of the chocolate, what type of chocolate are you eating? Considering that cocoa has a lot of magnesium. So the higher is going to be the percent of cocoa in your chocolate, the higher is going to be your magnesium intake and the lower the sugar intake. So yeah, if you crave chocolate, get yourself an 80% cocoa one, a dark one. Yeah, why not? We are human beings.
Tell me, Raluca, have you ever suffered from stress eating or the opposite, which is starving stress?
No, stress eating wasn't something that happened to me, but I noticed that when I'm really, really stressed, I don't feel like eating. However, I get dry when I'm stressed. So if I it never happened to me to want to lose weight because I was always skinny. But if I'm stressed for 5 hours, I'm going to lose a couple of kilograms. That made me really aware that my metabolism speed is very high. And I know now that if I'm stressed and my stomach hurts and I don't really feel like eating, I should probably eat something lighter that won't put so much strain on my stomach, something easier to digest, but full of nutrients at the same time, because as I said, my metabolism is incredibly fast. So I burn everything quite quickly. When I'm stressed, probably that speed doubles. But no, I didn't. I know there are people that do.
So I'm like you. When I'm stressed, I stop eating. And about 18 years ago, I was really, really, really stressed. And that has caused me severe inflammation in my stomach, which I wasn't aware of from the acid I produced. And I then ended up having IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. I've never had any issues before with whatever I eat. That caused weight loss, health issues that I'm still suffering and recovering from, malnutrition, fatigue, all of it, you name it. And I ended up not only being stressed, and I didn't realize I was stressed, but I realized that my quality of lifestyle and my body was just weakening. And because I couldn't eat at all, as I said, my lunch would be an apple or few carrot sticks or anything light because I had tummy pain, and that deteriorated. But it has to happen from within to change. When I realized I'm being so brittle and fragile, I had to do action. And I've changed my lifestyle and nutrition completely.
I'm happy you mentioned that. I'm happy you mentioned that because there is a thing that is easy to do for everyone. First of all, keep in mind the fact that you are different. We are all different. So what works for me might not work for you. However, pay attention to your body. Check with your body. What energizes you when you eat? What makes you feel tired? What causes you bloating? What causes you stomachache? What gives you a headache? Start looking for patterns, and you are going to be able to identify those nutrients that make you feel good, that fuel you. As I said, we are all different. There are studies that are saying that different blood types should have different type of nutrients as predominant, I mean. So yeah, we are different. Notice the patterns. Notice everything. Pay attention to your body. Your body is gonna tell you. If you're craving something, maybe you're lacking that something and your body needs it. Don't ignore it. I don't mean craving a kilogram of Nutella. Even though if you crave that, you might lack magnesium. So looking and connecting to your body and your mind, it's going to give you a lot of insight regarding the type of nutrition that your body needs.
I agree with that. And it took me a lot of time to understand and accept that. You know, when you lose so much weight and then you're happy with yourself, you don't want to in your head go back to how you looked, although you never complained. But so accepting that something needs to change and you need to take action. And I think it took me a very long time to accept that, but I seek support. So I've seen a nutritionist, and lastly, I've seen a hypnotherapist who helped me a lot with understanding how I can control my IBS symptoms by controlling my mind. When I have the triggers, what's happening, as you mentioned? How can I control that?
I would like to mention two things that have happened to me. One of them was being quite unwell every time I was eating meat. That happened around or started happening around 10 years ago, I think. Every time I was eating meat, or certain type of meat, I would have ended up with a visit from the ambulance crew. I was becoming that unwell, severe headaches, nausea, migraines, really awful episodes. How I ended up thinking is meat was exactly by looking at those patterns.
Mm.
What did I do? I cut meat out of my diet. However, every time I was craving for meat, I would have had some. Recently, due to the surgery and the recovery period that I'm still facing, I reintroduced meat in my diet on a regular basis. I think I haven't eaten so much meat since 10 years ago. But I feel energized. I'm healing well. So my body kind of needs it.
Mm.
Not my preferred food, but I'm listening to my body. And
Definitely.
since you asked me at the beginning what I cooked today, the amount of meat in my meal was about 10% from the meal. I'm making sure to have enough veggies and fibers to help, because we all know meat doesn't contain any. I don't want to end up bloated, constipated, and all things that come along with that. But
Definitely.
yeah.
So having some stress management techniques and prioritizing self-care and prioritizing your body and its needs and seeking support as well is all helpful tools. And I'm glad you mentioned reintroducing, because that was my fear and it was always stressing me. If I see, for instance, a meal that I've triggered symptoms before, I would just get in the stress mode, cortisol level up high, more stress, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know what? I'd rather not eat, not to have the symptoms. So that pattern needed to change.
Yeah.
And since we mentioned the starving stress, the opposite, which is the stress eating. So I know that from my mom. When she's stressed, she eats unintentionally. She doesn't know what she's eating. And that's the opposite, but another type of stress. And unfortunately, it's related to emotional eating as well. And the same applies here. Once you know the pattern, you need to find mechanisms, not for stress managing only, but also for emotion managing. Your emotions don't control you.
I would add to what you said. Yeah, we end up stressed. Our emotions are the way they are. Maybe we can't really find the coping mechanisms, but there is something handy to do. If you face stress eating, why not surround yourself with healthy foods, easy digestible, that you can eat when you're stressed without harming your body? That might be another way, because we are solution focused here.
Yeah, and this is something you can control. So don't go, for instance, hungry to a supermarket.
Oh, yeah.
Go with a list and stick to your list. Maybe stock up on healthy snacks and fruits in your fruit and vegetables in your cupboards and the fridge. So even if you're stress eating, you have something healthy. Nuts is a great resource of all the vitamins and its nutrition. So these are some things you can do on your own. And along with the patterns and the triggers, it's very important not to ignore your stress when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling emotion. That's not the point.
Yeah.
You want to break the cycle.
Yeah, yeah. And switch everything in your favor.
And I think once that cycle breaks once, you kind of feel the mindset shift and you feel positive and okay, I've done it today. I can do it any day.
A good example here would be people that were really big, that managed to lose a lot of weight through healthy eating and exercise. They're brilliant example. We see them everywhere. Everywhere. They look so strong. They empower everyone around them. And I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. The easiest way to change your mindset is to start with your body. You nail that, you're going to nail everything.
I agree. I've experienced that myself. I never felt or believed that I am a sporty person, or never enjoyed going to the gym as a teenager. But after I've lost weight unintentionally, and I've started, okay, let's exercise and make that body stronger and healthier to carry me for many more years to come. I'm just loving it now. And it's my me time, and I do it with love, not to lose weight, but because I'm respecting my body and I enjoy it as well. So don't label yourself. Don't put yourself in the, oh, I'm a stress eater, or I am, I don't eat when I'm stressed. You can break the cycle. You sure can. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think looking at the role models helps us, because if someone did it, it's doable. That's the proof it can be done. So if it can be done, what stops you?
Definitely. So today we've covered a lot about nutrition, and it's an enjoyable topic to my heart, because I was from 0 to, I would say, an 8 in my relationship with food and exercise. But I have personally felt the impact on my mental health and my physical health. And I believe you too, Raluca, with your surgery and how nutrition helped you with recovery.
Yeah, yeah. It was a vital part of it, to be honest. I think if I wouldn't have nailed the nutritional intake that I had, I wouldn't have been able to be so relaxed and energized now. It was tough. It was tough for me. The most challenging thing was to reintroduce meat. But yeah, my body needed it, and I think it's really important to look into what your body needs. Try to give your body the healthiest option possible. So if I'm buying meat, I'm gonna go and look for something organic, or obviously not processed, because I cook everything. I'm not gonna buy processed. But look at the healthy option. I crave chocolate, I'm gonna go and buy a dark one. I crave fruits, and I'm gonna give a tip here for the women that are facing menopause and hot flashes. I've experimented something in the afternoon: black grapes and pomegranate. This combination has a really cooling effect. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what it
Also
worked.
today I read that avocado helps a lot, and sage with the hot flushes.
Yeah.
So combining that and a few nuts, I think, as well help with that.
Coriander water. Coriander water helps. What else? I forgot the name in English. It's okay. Brain fog.
That's fine. That's the beauty
I
of
can
it.
put it in the description of the video. I'm gonna remember by that.
So remember, making mindful choices is essential for your well-being, physical and mental health. What changes are you going to implement today? We would love to hear from you. We would love to hear how maybe what we shared with you today will have impact on your life. What will you do differently?
Yeah, and remember, what you put in your mouth goes to your brain, and what goes to your brain is going to have a huge impact on your mindset. And if you have something to achieve, or you want something, you need to work on that. Start with your body. Fuel yourself instead of fooling yourself. Don't eat until there's no more space in your belly, and enjoy a new life.
Drink plenty of water too, and wait for us next week with another episode and another topic. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye for now.